I'm Nana Farika. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
The time has come for the lioness to tell her own story.
Well, let me say that it's often and probably not the fault of the people who have read her biography, but more so the tone of the translation of the official biography that is put out at the request of His Majesty at the end of her earth trot. This is then changed from Amharic into English with footnotes. We know her as Sister or Miss Angela Parnell will put her own footnotes, and in doing that, create a tone. And so I think it was Sonia Sanchez, known here in the United States as a poet, one of the first teachers of Black studies. She said, I hope that there is no occasion where white folks have an opportunity to tell the story of my life. And she said, I just want to clarify while I'm still here that I don't want that. And there are reasons for that, because if you set a tone of sadness, like, oh my God, look what happened to her, this is what the reader walks away with.
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabe is giving birth in a place called Erjersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Tafari's father, Ras Makunen, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Makunen is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Makunen knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting, and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwesi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
No.
Of land.
Because I want to take this conversation. Who is this little princess that grows up in this palace? The granddaughter of King Mikael, the hero from the Battle of Adwa. I want to take her down to, so we can tell the story, because I think her story is epic. It look, I look at it as like almost an epic fantasy story, but but it starts with some heavy responsibility and most likely some sadness, because we have a young girl who, the burdens of being nobility. And I think when we say nobility, sometimes we just use it casually. But as you say, that comes with land, title, millions and millions of dollars of equity, people to take care of who inhabit these lands, because before His Majesty rose the Ethiopian from peasants to citizens, there was no ownership of land. You lived at the behest of these massive landowners who control the kingdoms. So who is this little girl? Let's speak to Empress Menen, the responsibilities, child marriage. Before she has any agency, her family is already making political alliances based on her station. So, let's talk about that, and I'm opening it up to anyone to jump in.
Well, let me say that it's often and probably not the fault of the people who have read her biography, but more so the tone of the translation of the official biography that is put out at the request of His Majesty at the end of her earth trot. This is then changed from Amharic into English with footnotes. We know her as Sister or Miss Angela Parnell will put her own footnotes, and in doing that, create a tone. And so I think it was Sonia Sanchez, known here in the United States as a poet, one of the first teachers of Black studies. She said, I hope that there is no occasion where white folks have an opportunity to tell the story of my life. And she said, I just want to clarify while I'm still here that I don't want that. And there are reasons for that, because if you set a tone of sadness, like, oh my God, look what happened to her, this is what the reader walks away with. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see it as a miss. I don't see tragedy in the way she was born into royalty and received a royal education. So it's very important to say that Empress Menen was born into a royal family, right? And was expected to carry out the duties of royalty. Amongst those things were being able to read and write on a proficient level so that you could, one, handle all of the wealth and the responsibility that came with being royalty. So she was homeschooled like other royal children, right? She was, schooled in the language of the church also. So she also read Gez. So I'm saying that if we right away, begin to use our American lens or Western European lens and begin to say, oh my God, at 11, she was given into child marriage. I am sure, as Empress Menen has said herself, this is not something I would repeat. She tells Sylvia Pankhurst this. I don't want anyone here married, she said, before the age of 18. She gives that number. So I'm sure that this wasn't the grandest thing about her life, but it's also not wrapped in sadness. This made for a sturdy woman.
Okay.
For a strong woman.
I like that sound. And this is why, family, you can see the caliber of the panel. On Lion Voice, we don't do nothing surface around here. You know what I mean? We are here to really dig deep into the core of this trad and really highlight and have the reasonings so that we are equipped and we are empowered as we walk through this Gideon. Does anyone else want to block any other sound on that topic?
Yes, concerning the child marriages, usually when I read of those traditions, it's usually followed by the statement, as was the custom, as was the tradition. Yes, indeed, I cannot look upon traditions and customs with a pitiful eye. I must acknowledge that was the order of the day until it wasn't. Yes, So even those that were participants or those within the space, they didn't see it as such. It is a custom. It is a tradition. That's just what was at that time, and the glory for I is the finale, where Empress Menen weds the Rastafari Jah, or the God.
Well, Haile Selassie the first of the Almighty, and this is the Jahzani Kush, and the mission, that's the restoration of the black family. Yeah. Who Jah bless me, say no one curse. Black woman, it's time to merge. Black redemption, we're on the verge. Well, I don't care what you heard. Haile Selassie first, him no second or third. Cause even when their lines are blurred, the eyes stand straight, no bend, no curve. And him give you the love you deserve. Him don't come fi dominate, him come fi serve. Showed us the way home, I live his words. But I can't do it alone, so black woman, let's merge. High tall, sip and herbs, we merge. Massage fi calm her nerves, we merge. Together all demon purge, we merge. Another family emerge, we merge. We spoke and no speech was slurred, we merge. We agreed that Babylon's absurd, we merge. We had pain, now we feel cured, we merge. Hail the king, now she conquered. Well, I don't care what you heard. Haile Selassie first, him no second or third. Cause even when their lines are blurred, the eyes stand straight, no bend, no curve. And him give you the love you deserve. Him don't come fi dominate, him come fi serve. Showed us the way home, I live his words. But I can't do it alone, so black woman, let's merge. We met, something was stirred, we merge. Can't forget things that occurred, we merge. Take plane and start fly like bird, we merge. Friends and family observe, we merge. Them a spend while we conserve, we merge. From our goals we were not deterred, we merge. Till our energy transferred, we merge. Now our memories converge.